It is 9:51 p.m. on Tuesday, April 15th. I just finished a leg day workout for the first time in a long time, and that's pretty cool because it's good to start actually getting back into working out, and because, like I said, a lot of busyness happening, and some other stuff happened today, so it was just really good to be at the gym. And there is one thing I kind of want to talk really quickly about because I actually do want to get back to my room and shower so I can go to bed early enough. But I've talked about when I talked about music that I seem to have a pattern of when I listen to certain types of music. And I am slowly going from, I'm still in the spring vibes kind of category because it's still becoming spring, but I'm getting a lot towards Alan Walker, K391, a bunch of other older Illenium, the bedroom producer-esque people. And I feel like I find a really good pattern with them is that most of their songs are really, really good, except for one thing that kind of makes it into more of a guilty pleasure song because it feels kind of weird and awkward listening to them normally. Now, I will say Alan Walker and K391, they have some of their things that they have that still have that bedroom producer kind of European, especially Alan Walker kind of sound. And sometimes it's not mainstream, so I don't listen to it in the car a lot because it sounds less professional, but I think that's what gives it its charm in a way. But I love the melodies, the beats, they're nostalgic, especially because a lot of the music that they do now are actually kind of remasters/remakes of the really old, actually produced in the bedroom songs that are no words, End of Time is something, a bunch of Faded is an amazing example, even though it's not really a current one, but it's fun to listen to those because they have an air of nostalgia while still being slightly contemporary. But then also there's Illenium and some, the Fat Rat's a good example where the Fat Rat has really, really good melodies, but sometimes the sounds or the lyrics that he chooses are not the greatest. And when I mean sounds, I mean the effect to make the melody sometimes is not it. And again, that's his sound. That's what he's going for. And it's no shame on him. It's just sometimes it's a really, really good melody, but then he does something that's just a little bit off and kind of makes the song not as fun to listen to. But Me, Myself, and I is one of those guilty pleasure songs where it's a really good song melodically. I love kind of the vibe, but the lyrics are kind of fantasy cringy a little bit, and I would have loved the instrumental chorus to less be separated by that really high vocal tone and then the dun 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 in the bottom. And that kind of just gives a little disconnect between what's actually going on. And then there's other songs where it's a lot of just normal songs from just normal people in this genre where the melodies and the beats and the sounds are great, but the lyrics are kind of weird. Some of my favorite ones have kind of weird songs because in defense of them, they're not lyricists. They're DJs. They're people that are really good at making music, but to reach an audience that they actually want to reach, they have to put lyrics on it, and they're not maybe the greatest at putting lyrics. I would say Tristan is really, really good at some of the lyrics he makes, but then some of them are kind of weird. There's it's not Blast from there. Hold on, I'll look it up. Oh, Besomorph and Riel. They have a sort of kind of power dark kind of vibe to it, and it's really cool to listen to, but the lyrics are kind of cringe sometimes. And it's just kind of like these songs are so good, but they're separated by one thing that makes them not really good. Like, there's a huge difference between, I would say, like a really main like Marshmello song. Like, if you look at like Happier by Marshmello, like it's really good because it has that melodicness, it has the correct sounds, and the lyrics are fine. But then if you look at End of Time by Alan Walker and K391, melody's great. It has that nostalgic vibe. But that nostalgic vibe is maybe not mainstream. The lyrics are pretty good. Oh, I also forgot Eric's. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. But it's everything that's there, and it's just missing that one thing, or one thing just kind of needs to be tweaked to be able to make it, I think, an exceptional song. And that is literally just my personal opinion. Like, some people, I mean, a lot of people really like these nostalgic kind of bedroom-produced sounds, or these, like, kind of more fantasy, like, fantastical-esque lyrics. But, I don't know, like, I kind of always... So I'm a really big fan of really fun melodies. Like I talked about how Japanese music has really fun melodies, and I can really just listen to the melodies because I don't understand the lyrics. Then like EDM itself also kind of goes into that. You can disassociate from the lyrics themselves and listen to the music, and it's still fun. But then I also really like story-rich songs like Children in the Dark by Tristram, a lot of folk songs, like a lot of camp songs, like All the Debts I Owe is one of my favorite ones, like The Otter, and like even like farther like Tallest Man on Earth, going even farther back in time, like Harry Chapin, like Simon and Garfunkel, very, very story-rich songs are really fun to listen to. I like Zach Bryan, is that right? Somehow I don't remember. It is right, Zach Bryan. Like, a lot of these songs that are very story-rich and not melodically, I would say, exciting, but they have a story to follow. And so, like, I feel like because I really enjoy those songs, but also really enjoy a musical aspect, a lot of these more amateur, and when I say amateur, I mean just not having experience in, like, a large amount of experience, kind of fall into this category where either the great lyrics, but the sound isn't right, or great sound, but the lyrics aren't quite right. And sometimes it just kind of gives a little weirdness when listening to a song. They're good regardless, but they're never gonna make it into my liked songs, because that's like my main playlist that I put all the songs that I really listen to. But they're good. Like, I'll keep them up on my search queue and I'll play them every so often. But yeah, it's just, I find that interesting because even now, like, I'm listening to them, but as I'm listening to them, I'm thinking, like, all right, here's what I don't like, here's what I really, really like, this is what I would change for me to like it more. And again, I want to reiterate that this is all just me liking it. The artist definitely likes their songs more than I may like their songs because they make it, and other people like it because that's the sounds that they like. But, I don't know, it's always an interesting time because this time in spring, especially last year, probably going back all the way to boarding school, this is what happened. It said I listened to this type of music at this type of year, and I don't really know why, but it just kind of happens. And it's fun it's fun to branch out and hear some songs that I've never heard before, even if I don't particularly like them.